You have to help me. Oh. Something strange was chasing me. It came out of this weird fog and had the worst case of static electricity I've ever seen.
What did it look like?
It had big nails and huge teeth and the most bizarre laugh. Come on.
Good boy.
Why me?
Because it's dinner time.
Dinner time? You got my name out of a phone book?
To you, it's the phone book. To us, it's the menu.
I knew I should have been enlisted.
Sophisticated effects such as these from the film Carnivore are commonplace in today's motion pictures. The people who create these effects must be as much chemist and mechanic as they are artist. With these new techniques, makeup effects artists are able to create a variety of characters. However, despite the many advances in special makeup effects, many makeups may still be achieved with the basic procedures and materials used in the early days of filmmaking. In Volume 1, we will demonstrate 3 of these simple techniques: cotton and latex, gelatin, and wax buildup. Before you begin, you will need some basic makeup materials. Here are the materials used to create the makeups demonstrated in this video. For the first demonstration, we will use cotton and latex to create a zombie character. Begin by covering your model with an apron or cloth. You should clean your model's face with a mild astringent. Use a small amount of derma wax and warm it with your hands. Use your fingertips or a tool to apply the wax to your model's eyebrows. Cover the entire eyebrow and smooth so that all the hair lies flat. After you've smoothed the wax, apply a layer of duo eyelash adhesive over the brow. Use a foam latex makeup sponge and stipple the duo over the wax and onto the skin around the brow. The wax and duo will protect the brows from the latex. Use a hairdryer to speed the drying time of the duo. Set the hairdryer on warm. With a brown eyeliner pencil, outline the area on your model's face, which you will build up with cotton and latex. For our zombie character, we will be building up the eye area, therefore we will need to outline the bone structure around the eyes. Apply spirit gum or a prosthetic adhesive to the skin within your outline. To make sure your model is not allergic to the adhesive, test the adhesive on a small spot on the inside of your model's arm. You may use cotton balls for the next step, but roll cotton works best. Press the cotton into the adhesive. Cover the entire area within the outline with cotton. Apply latex to the cotton and blend onto the skin. If your model's skin is sensitive to the ammonia in the latex, you can use deammoniated latex. Use a hairdryer to speed the drying time of the latex. As soon as this first layer has dried, build up with more cotton. Use latex as the adhesive to apply the second layer of cotton. Seal the top of the cotton with more latex and blend onto the skin. Use a tool to sculpt the cotton and latex. Continue to build up layers of cotton and latex as you create the features of your character. Carefully feather and blend the edges of the cotton and latex onto the skin. By doing this, the edge where the latex meets the skin will not be detectable after the makeup is applied. A metal sculpting tool is better than a wooden tool since the latex will stick to the porous surface of the wood, making it difficult to clean off. A spoon-shaped dental tool works well for sculpting the cotton and latex. You can find this type of tool at a dental supply store. Use the tool to sculpt wrinkles and surface texture onto the cotton and latex. You may also use the same technique, but with less cotton buildup to create an old age makeup. Once you have built up all the features with cotton and latex, take 2-ply facial tissue and separate it into a single ply. Tear a small strip off and feather all the edges. Position your model with her head tipped backwards and use a makeup sponge to stipple latex on her throat. Stipple enough latex to cover an area a little bit larger than the size of the tissue. Place the tissue over the latex and use a makeup sponge to apply more latex. Speed the drying time with a hairdryer on a warm setting. Have your model support her neck by lacing her fingers together and placing them behind her head. Before your model moves from this position, use a powder puff and translucent powder to powder the dried latex. The powder will prevent the latex from sticking to itself. Since the latex and tissue have been applied to taut skin, once your model tips her head forward, the tissue will create natural-looking wrinkles and texture. Once you have finished applying tissue to the neck and throat, you should move up to the chin and lip area. Ask your model to pull her skin taut towards the ears. Apply latex and tissue around the chin and above the lips. Avoid getting latex onto your model's lips, since the moisture from the mouth prevents the latex from adhering well to the surface. After the latex has completely dried, powder the area. Repeat the same procedure for each cheek. Have your model pull her skin above the jawline towards the ears. The tighter your model pulls the skin, the more wrinkles there will be once the skin is released. Make sure that each layer of tissue and latex overlaps the previous layer so that no skin is exposed. You can create wrinkles and eye bags, but be extremely careful when working around this area since the eyes are very sensitive. Start by asking your model to pull downwards on the skin under her eyes and look straight up. Apply a layer of tissue as before, but do not use latex. You should use Duo eyelash adhesive. The ammonium latex will irritate your model's eyes. Duo is latex-based, but it does not contain any ammonia. Therefore, it is more comfortable for the sensitive area. Repeat the drying and powdering steps. You are now ready to finish off the latex and tissue application of this makeup. Stretch the skin of your model's forehead upward and apply latex and tissue as before. Our model's skin on her forehead was too taut to create any wrinkles, so we used 1 ply of paper towel and applied it with latex. We then used the metal dental tool to sculpt in wrinkles the same way we sculpted the cotton around the eyes earlier. Be sure to overlap the feathered edges of the paper towel onto the latex previously applied to the brow area. After the forehead has been dried and powdered, you are ready to add color to your creation. Rubber mask grease paint, or RMG for short, are used on latex makeups. Regular makeup foundations contain mineral oil that can break down the surface of the rubber. Regular foundations can be used if a light coat of castor oil is first applied to the rubber. Start by applying a foundation color all over the face and neck using a latex sponge. Next, use a brush to apply an appropriate shadow color that is 2 shades darker than your foundation color. Apply the shadow to the recessed areas of the face, such as the eye sockets and wrinkles. Areas such as the cheeks and temples can be made to appear more recessed by adding a shadow color below the cheekbone and on the temple. After the shadow has been applied, apply a highlight color 2 shades lighter than the foundation to the areas of the face that you want to accentuate. Use a clean latex sponge to blend the colors together so that they have a natural appearance. After you've completed painting, you can set the makeup with a translucent powder applied with a puff. Use a soft brush to remove any excess powder from the face. A nylon stipple sponge can be used to apply makeup in a broken-up random pattern. We used a nylon stipple sponge to apply a ghoulish yellow color along the high points of the face. This adds an appearance of more texture to the skin. If necessary, lightly powder the makeup again. You are now ready to style your character's hair. You can use standard hair products such as gel, mousse, and spray, as well as temporary hair colors to style your model's natural hair, or as we have done, you may also use a wig. Use a wig cap to secure your model's hair in place. Next, position the wig on your model's head. Use hairpins to secure the wig to the wig cap. If necessary, touch up the wig after you've secured it on your model's head. To add the finishing touch to your zombie makeup, mix a mouth dye with 1 bottle red and 1 bottle green food color and have your model swish it around in their mouth and spit it out. The dye may not have a pleasant taste, but it adds a nice effect since it temporarily discolors the teeth and tongue. You can now add the color to the lips, and your makeup is complete. To remove cotton and latex buildup, gently peel up an edge of the latex. Use a brush to apply adhesive remover under the latex. Continue to gently pull off appliance as you liberally apply adhesive remover. Use a cotton ball and adhesive remover to take off any remaining adhesive residue. Wash your face with warm soapy water. Apply a moisturizer to your face. Our next makeup application will be gelatin buildup. Prepare your model as before, covering him with an apron, cleaning the skin with an astringent, and clipping the hair back. Start by mixing 1 package of unflavored gelatin with 2 tablespoons of very hot water. Work quickly since the gelatin will begin to set as soon as the water cools. Gelatin makeups can be used to create burns, wounds, or as we will be creating, a character with half his face mutilated. Add a few drops of red food coloring to the gelatin and use a wooden tool to apply it to your model's face. Cover only parts of your model's face with the red gelatin, leaving open patches to be filled in with more gelatin later. Mix another batch of gelatin and add blue food coloring. Use a clean wooden tool and fill in the open patches on your model's face with the blue gelatin. Since gelatin can be easily removed with warm water, you can apply it into your model's hairline, or as we are doing, apply the gelatin into our model's beard. Smooth a layer of clear gelatin over the entire surface, blending the edges of the gelatin onto the skin. Since the gelatin has already been colored, you will not need to add very much makeup. However, you can use makeup to blend the gelatin around the eyes and the nose area. You may also highlight the cheekbone with a light foundation color. We are also using a stipple sponge to apply a yellow shade to the gelatin. Once you have finished the makeup, set it with translucent powder. Use a powder puff to lightly press the powder into the makeup. Brush off the loose powder with a powder brush and remove the excess powder from the surface by blotting it with a damp towel. Complete the makeup by applying a light coating of KY jelly for a raw, glossy look. To remove gelatin buildup, lift an edge of the gelatin and work warm water under it. Continue to peel off the gelatin from the face. Wash any remaining gelatin and makeup with warm soapy water and apply a moisturizer to the face. Our next demonstration will be a wax buildup makeup. Before you begin, prepare your model as previously discussed. Cover him with a cloth and clean his skin with an astringent. Wax buildup makeups can be used to achieve a variety of looks. Noses, boils, and some facial deformities can be created using Dermawax and the techniques shown here. Our makeup is designed to cover one eye, so we're holding the eye closed with a piece of first aid tape. Soften a small amount of Dermawax by kneading it with your fingers. When it's soft enough to work with, form the wax into the general shape of an eyelid and apply it to your model's eye. Use a metal dental tool to smooth the wax onto the skin. Soften more Dermawax and shape it into a lower eyelid. Smooth it the same way as you did the upper eyelid. Next, build up the brow area and use a metal tool to sculpt the wax onto the forehead. Once you've achieved the general shape, smooth the wax with your fingertip dipped in petroleum jelly. Next, we are adding boils to our model's face. The wax is formed into small round balls and shaped the same way as the eye area. Although the wax will adhere to the skin by itself, you can first apply an adhesive coating such as spirit gum to your model's skin so the wax will stay secure longer. Be sure that the edges of the wax are blended smoothly into the skin. Use more petroleum jelly to smooth the boils. If necessary, use a brush to reach any tight spots. Powder the wax to absorb any excess petroleum jelly. Brush off any loose powder with a soft powder brush. Use a latex sponge to apply 2 to 3 layers of duo over the wax buildup. Blend the edges of the duo onto the skin. A hairdryer on a low setting can be used to dry the duo. Once the duo is dry, powder it lightly with a puff. You can add realistic touches such as skin texture with a stipple sponge. Gently press texture into the surface of the wax. The duo you applied to the wax will keep the wax from sticking to the sponge and being lifted off. You are now ready to apply the makeup. As discussed before, use rubber mask grease paint or apply a light coating of castor oil to the rubber before applying any makeup. Start with a foundation color that matches your model's skin color. Blend the makeup onto your model's skin. We used a maroon color for the shadow and applied it to the recessed areas and all around the boils. You may use other colors as long as the color is darker than your foundation. This will create shadows around the areas that you have built up with the wax. Next, use a color 2 shades lighter than the foundation to highlight the boils. We stippled a yellow and blue-gray color to create more shadows and contrast. When all the color has been applied, use a clean latex sponge to carefully blend the makeup together. Once the makeup is complete, you must set it with powder. Again, remove any excess powder with a powder brush. Blot up any remaining powder with a damp towel. If you want the makeup to have a glossy, oozing appearance, give it a light coat of KY jelly. To remove a wax buildup, peel off as much of the wax and latex as possible. Use a cotton ball remover on the remaining adhesive. Wash your face with warm soapy water and apply a moisturizer to your face. The makeup demonstrations you have just seen are a small sample of the effects you can create using simple materials and techniques. By using your imagination and a little practice, you should be able to create a variety of other professional-looking effects. For those viewers interested in more information, other volumes will cover basic procedures as well as advanced effects such as prosthetic makeups and mechanical masks. But regardless of whether you pursue makeup as a hobby or a career, with a little imagination and skills such as those taught in this series of videos, you'll be able to increase your knowledge and understanding of special makeup effects.